Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a really fascinating idea, the undeniable link between a leader's own personal development and how successful they ultimately become.
So let's just jump right in with a big question, right? What really powers great leadership? I mean, is it just about having the title, the authority, or being the smartest person in the room? Or is there something deeper going on?
Well, the source material we're diving into today argues something pretty profound. It says the real engine, the true power behind incredible leadership, it's not the title, it's this constant, unwavering commitment to self-improvement.
So, first up, let's explore this idea of the leader's inner engine. I love this analogy. Think about it. Personal growth is what's going on under the hood. It's the internal development that actually drives all the external impact. It's what makes everything else go. But what do we even mean by personal growth here? Well, it's this ongoing, deliberate process of developing your self-awareness, your skills, your knowledge, even your character. It really is the catalyst for leadership because, you've got to be able to lead yourself first before you can even think about leading anyone else.
And check this out. The difference between a leader who's growing and one who isn't, it's night and day. A stagnant leader, they become less responsive, they can actually undermine trust, and the whole culture just gets stuck. But a growing leader, they cultivate resilience, build stronger teams, and create a culture that can actually adapt and thrive. It's a huge, huge difference.
So, how does this growth actually work? Well, our source material breaks it all down into what we can call 3 foundational pillars. These are basically the core building blocks of a leader's internal world. The first pillar, and honestly, it's the bedrock of everything else, is self-mastery. This is all about the ability to look inward, to really understand, and this is the important part, manage your own thoughts and emotions, especially when the pressure is on. And the cornerstone of that self-mastery is self-awareness. This is way more than just knowing your strength. It's about having a really honest, clear view of how your mood affects your team or being able to spot your own biases before they mess up a big decision. Without this, real growth is pretty much impossible.
And building right on top of that awareness is self-regulation. This is basically emotional stability in action. It's that crucial moment of pausing instead of reacting, thinking before you speak, and staying cool under pressure. A leader who can do this doesn't just get through a crisis, they create this incredible sense of stability for their entire team.
Okay, the second pillar shifts our focus from the internal to the external. It's all about how a leader relates to the world and the people in it. We're talking about social intelligence.
At the very heart of social intelligence is empathy. And let's be super clear here, this isn't just about being nice. The source material really frames this as a critical leadership tool. It's what lets a leader anticipate their team's needs, connect on a real human level, and build psychological safety. When people feel safe enough to be honest, that is an absolute game changer for innovation.
And finally, our third pillar is all about what keeps a leader and their whole organization moving ahead and adapting, especially when things get messy. Let's call it forward momentum.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. It's this powerful mix, right? A growth mindset that sees a challenge and thinks opportunity. A real hunger for continuous learning. The resilience to get knocked down and get right back up. And the adaptability to pivot in a world that's always changing. Put all that together, and you've got unstoppable forward momentum. So here's the crucial part. How does all this internal work, these pillars, actually turn into real, tangible leadership that people can see and feel every single day? How does the insight become impact? Well, let's look at decision-making. Without self-regulation, a leader might make impulsive, stress-driven choices. We've all seen it. But with it, they can filter out that noise, stay objective, and make measured, rational decisions, even when everything is going crazy. This has a huge effect on communication, too. A leader who lacks empathy, their messages might come across as confusing or just tone-deaf. But an empathetic leader uses communication as this amazing tool to build trust and make sure everyone is actually on the same page. And this all leads to the big one, authenticity. When a leader is truly committed to their own internal growth, their words and their actions start to line up. And that consistency, that is the absolute bedrock of a trusting, safe, and high-performing team. Now let's zoom out for a second. Because a single leader's commitment to their own growth doesn't just stop with them. Oh no, it creates this powerful, positive ripple effect that spreads across the entire organization.
I mean, you can see the chain reaction right here. The leader commits to growth. That fosters a safe, trusting environment. That environment boosts engagement and keeps great people from leaving. And what happens when you have an engaged team that feels safe? That's when real innovation and performance just take off. And this brings us to what might be the most important takeaway of all. Leadership isn't some static title you finally achieve. It's not a destination you just arrive at. The source material just says it perfectly with this quote. Leadership is a continuous becoming. It's an ongoing process, a journey that's fueled by that commitment to always be learning, always be growing. So we'll leave you with one final question, one that hopefully turns all of this insight into a personal call to action for you. What will you do to grow today?